Hi everyone, in this video we're going to start learning about Vim and also our vimrc, which is a file that holds our Vim configurations. So to start off, we're just going to need to get over to the server. So I'm just going to copy that SSH command. I'm going to open a terminal window here. Just going to make it nice and big so that you all can see it. I'm going to paste that in. Oh, and I guess I pressed enter afterwards, or there was a new line character at the end or something. So I'm just going to use Control-C to stop that. And then I'm going to press up to get that last command. I'm going to press the left key a bunch so that I can put my net ID in there because I can't use my mouse here in the terminal. And press enter. I'm going to put in my password. And now I'm in the server. You can see I'm in my home directory here. And we still have those files from the last video. But the point of this video is to learn about Vim. So Vim is a program that will allow us to edit files, edit text files. So to open a text file with Vim, I'll just type Vim and then the file name. I'll just press tab here to tab complete. And then I press enter. Oh, this is exciting. Just in case you are getting to this screen, I will tell you what to do. So if you get to this screen, you probably won't, but on the first time, but you'll probably see it at some point. So this is just saying that this file was sort of quit out of unexpectedly in the past, and another file was placed to kind of indicate that that happened. And so what we can do, I think the easiest thing to do in this case is just to press A, like it told me to. I guess I could try that one more time just to see it's going to happen again. I just pressed Shift A to abort. And what's going on here is, let's use our ls.a command to show us all the files, including hidden files. And what we have here is we have a .swp file. So this is a file that was left over because I exited out of this. I was using Vim to look at this file, and I exited out of it in such a way that Vim thought that it didn't go how it should have gone, and so this swp file is here. So what I should do is I should just use rm, the remove file command, and then I'm just going to remove that .swp file. So I just typed, I started typing and I used tab complete, and then I'm just going to press enter. So now if I do this again, I can see that that file's not here anymore. And now if I do vim ex.txt, press enter, I'm not getting that warning. So this is what to do when you see that swp file warning, which will definitely happen to you. So in Vim, we don't get to use our mouse. And what can be really confusing is when you're first put in here, you try to type, I'm just going to type ABC. That's what just happened. I didn't type ABC, I just typed BC, right? That's weird. Well, that's because in Vim, there are two modes. So there's normal mode, which I'm in right now. When I first open my file, I'm actually just going to quit. And open it again. So I start out in normal mode. And in normal mode, there are a bunch of commands that I can run. And those are usually going to be how I navigate around the file without my mouse. And this is actually, once you get good at it, you're going to be way faster in Vim than you would be just with a regular text editor. But the other mode is insert mode. So that's where I'm going to be able to type freely. So if I'm in normal mode, I press I to get into insert mode. And can you see at the bottom here, it now tells me I'm in insert mode. Now if I want to type my ABC, I can do that. To get out of insert mode and go back to normal mode, I'm going to press escape. And now, I guess, it's normal mode. It doesn't even tell me anything about it. I'm in normal mode. So in normal mode, you're going to do a little tutorial to learn all the commands, but I can do lots of fun things like move around. I can just delete this whole line with 2 keystrokes. I can undo that. I can paste it a bunch of times. I can indent these easily. I can indent this again. I can just keep doing that same thing over and over again. The point is that I can do stuff really fast once I know how to use Vim. And the reason we're doing this is once you start using things like Git or Linux, you're going to get thrown into Vim all the time because this is how you edit files on, say, a server or on some device that doesn't have a GUI, and you're just SSHing into it to change something. So it's important that we use Vim, and that's a big thing we're going to learn in this class. So I'm just pressing escape to make sure that I'm in normal mode, and then to get out of this, I'm going to press :Q, and you can see those at the bottom there. And that's going to say quit. If I just do this, I'm actually going to see that it's not going to let me because I haven't saved. So to save, what I do is I do :W. And I can actually, and at this point I can quit. So let's just see that. Now let's say I want to open it up again and I make a change. I did that by going into insert mode, typing, and then pressing escape. I can actually do both, write and quit at the same time. And then it saved that. So to start learning Vim, what you are going to do is use Vim Tutor. So Vim is so important that your Linux distribution actually comes with an entire tutorial to learn Vim. So if I just type Vim Tutor in here and I press enter, I get into my Vim tutorial. And so what you should do is you should go through this all the way through lesson 4. You don't need to do lesson 5, but get all the way through lesson 4, take your time, do everything in here, and you'll be well on your way to learning Vim. So we can just do the very first thing together. So it's telling us Vim is a very powerful editor. We can just read this. It's claiming that it's only going to take us 30 minutes to do the tutorial. Who knows? As long as you started this using just by typing Vim Tutor, then you don't need to worry about this. And yeah, like it says, if you just read it, it's not going to do you any good. Just watching me on this video isn't going to do you any good. You need to get on the server and do this tutorial. Okay, make sure that your caps key is not depressed. Press J enough times to move the cursor so that lesson 1.1 completely fills this screen. So here I go. Lesson 1.1, completely filling my screen. All right, moving the cursor. So to move the cursor, what do? I press H. That's not really moving it because I'm already far left. How about, so definitely I press K to go up. I press L to go right, and I press J to go down. So it's just telling me to practice that until I feel comfortable. And once I do feel comfortable, I can scroll down to the next lesson. And like we said, so if I somehow get into insert mode when I'm doing this tutorial, I ideally wouldn't do that, but I can just press escape to get me back in normal mode. And it's also telling me, so I'm going to press down. The cursor keys work, but you should use H, J, K, and L. And it's true. It's true. Definitely use those. Okay, so I'm just going to leave you here, and you should complete this through lesson 4. And I'm just going to quit. That's how I get out of that. It's just a Vim file. Next, let's take a look at the vimrc file. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this tutorial that I linked here. So you can learn about a little more about the vimrc file, but the user-specific vimrc file is what we're going to edit. So this tilde is an alias to your home directory. So if I'm anywhere, this is just somewhere else on the Linux server, I can always change directories to my home folder. And tilde is just an alias to that home folder. So I'm going to press enter, and now where am I? I'm in home, my netid directory. So you should already have a vimrc file, which is, yeah, I just used tab complete to get that. So mine has stuff in it. Yours should be blank. So actually, maybe let me, yeah. So now my vimrc is blank. So let me look at my example here. So you can see that I no longer have line numbers. I no longer have those lines showing me where I am. Let's see, these all had, let's see, if I press tab, so I just pressed tab in insert mode, and it did 8 spaces instead of 4. But I want things like line numbers. I want my tab to be 4 spaces wide. So all of that configuration goes in your vimrc file. So let's try. Here I'm just going to look at my vimrc file. And let's say I want numbers, line numbers. So I can do set number. Let's just try that again so that I can talk through the modes. So when I first get in, I'll reopen it. When I first get into Vim, I'm in normal mode. I press I to go into insert mode. I'm going to type set number. Now I'm going to press escape to get back to normal mode, where I can press colon right quit, WQ, and that's going to save that file. Now, what we expect is we should have line numbers. Let's check it out. And just like I said, we have line numbers. So I'm going to get out of this file, and here's what I suggest you all do, is you do Vim, I suggest you all just copy my basic vimrc file that I have put in the public directory. So to do that, you would do cp, and then the public directory is just /public, and the vimrc file is called vimrc, and you need to copy this to your vimrc file. And if you run this, you probably already had a vimrc, so you might not see anything different from ls-a than you would have before you ran this. But if you take a look at your vimrc, which we need the dot before, now you copied this entire file. And so what this did, this is saying that, I guess both of these are just making sure that our tab is 4 spaces wide. Expand tab is saying that tab should be expanded to 4 spaces rather than remaining a tab character. This shift width 4, once we get into writing code, you're going to want to be indenting your code, and you can do that quickly in Vim using, how I do it at least, I highlight using visual mode, and then I press shift, this character, and that just indents that line. I'm going to press U to undo. AI automatically indents, so that's again going to be helpful when you're writing code. Number, we already saw that adds line numbers. This show command, honestly, I feel like it doesn't make a big difference for me, but this is basically for some commands, you'll see them down in this bottom right corner. I could be fine deleting this. I'll let you know if I figure out any particular reason to keep it. The cursor line is this line where your cursor is. This one, I think, in my setup on my laptop, I don't have the cursor line, but for teaching, I am using this cursor line. So if I were you, I would try for a while with the cursor line, try without the cursor line, and if you end up not wanting it, just delete it, I guess. And you'll learn about this, but you can just press DD to delete it. And you can also press DD to delete another line. And then show match. So this is just actually highlighting matching braces. So maybe let's see another example. So here, the matching parenthesis is highlighted and the matching square bracket is highlighted. So that's nice. So I deleted my cursor line, so I'll just put it back on. Set cursor line shows line on parent. So that is your vimrc. So like I said, you should just copy the one from public, but if you want to, you can start customizing yours already. But I'm going to check, if you take a look at the classwork for today, I'm going to check that you do have a vimrc. Doesn't matter what's in it, as long as there's something in it, you'll get credit, but you do need to have a vimrc, and this would be a great time to start looking into those different configurations that you might want. All right, that's the end for this video.